there, greetings and hi. It is I, back from the land of the lost at last. Or is that the land of the last at lost? I don't know, one of the two. Anyway, I'm back. I must apologize for my lengthy absence. Had a couple of pretty major upheavals in my life as of late, neither of them very good. Without boring you with the details, let me just say the old motivation has taken a little bit of a hit, both for modeling and videoing, and well, to be honest, life in general. So I've taken some time off to reflect and reassess, reevaluate, reinvent the wheel, if you will, and I'm back. Hopefully the nastiness is now behind me and we can crack on and carry on and all that painful stuff. And by we, of course, I mean in the royal sense. I meant, me. Anyway, hopefully that's all done and finished and yeah, all that. As one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's fictional movie adversaries once famously said, shit happens. And it did, but here we are. So let's carry on. I've got a little bit of an update for you today on the old Wedell-Williams racer that I abandoned such a long time ago. And I'll put a link up to the last episode of that just to refresh your memory. In fact, I'll probably have to watch it myself to refresh my own memory as to where I got up to with that. And I have to say that if, like me, you are suffering from a bit of a motivational block, that is not the kit to get you out of it. In fact, it will probably have the opposite effect because it is crap. In fact, it almost went in the bin a couple of times. It's only the fact that I started it on camera and I feel compelled to finish it on camera one way or the other. I do have a big hammer in the garage, should it come to that. Hopefully not. Anyway, I will finish it one way or the other. So we'll crack on with that shortly. On a more positive note, apparently I've lost the ability to speak in the last few weeks as well. Anyway, what was I saying? On a more positive note, it was 2 years ago last month that I put up my first ever video. And I'll stick a link up to that as well. If you haven't seen it, have a look. It's what it is. It was my first effort. And somewhat mysteriously, it remains in the top 5 of my most watched videos. Why? I have no freaking idea. Anyway, people seem to like it. There was a couple that didn't. In fact, it made them rather angry. But anyway, for a first effort, it is what it is. And I think the last time I looked, some time ago, it was at like 40,000 views or more. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, what the hell, eh? So yeah, 2 years ago last month. So I just want to thank everyone that's tagged along since then for the joyride, the ins and outs, ups and downs, the thick and thin, and all those other cliches. Thank you very much for following along, and hopefully we'll get some more exciting things done, shall we? Anyway, let's crack on with the Wedell-Williams racer. Yeah, it's good coffee. All right, where did we get up to? Well, here it is here. Now, it may not look like I've made a lot of progress since the last video, but actually there is a lot of work been done on this. I've milliputted in the wing root fairings there. I've done all the rescribing. For some reason, the scribing on the bottom, as supplied by Williams Brothers, didn't reach all the way out to the wings as it should. So I've scribed all that. As you can see, there is a shitload of filling and sanding been done on here. And I think we're more or less ready to carry on with priming this. Now, those of you who've seen my previous videos, my painting and weathering video, and I think I mentioned it in the very first video as well, I don't generally use primer. Don't see the need for it, really. Certainly not for paint adhesion anyway. However, it is good for checking seams. And since I have pretty much reworked and sanded and filed and scribed and confabulated every square inch of this thing, I am going to prime it just to show up all the imperfections. So I will carry on with that. And I have also done, let me put this, I'll put it there. I've done the landing gear legs. They are primed, as you can see. They took a lot of work, a lot of filling and sanding and priming and resanding and scribing. I've scribed in, if you can see there, the circular covers over the wheels. Williams Brothers had done those with very fine raised lines that were actually in the wrong place. They didn't line up with the openings underneath. So I rescribed those as best as I could. Not very good at scribing. I don't like it. It does not like me. But there we are. Those are ready to go on. So I'll prime the rest of the airframe, get the landing gear on, and then hopefully, maybe, I might be ready for some paint. Maybe, I hope. Before I can commence with the spraying, of course, I need to do something about that cockpit opening. I would be very annoyed if I got primer all over there. So all I do for that is just take up the masking tape and stick it on there like that. I think it should fit, more or less. There we go. And I just take my handy dandy pencil and do a rough outline of the shape needed, and then I can take that off and cut it to size. I'm not too worried about neatness just for the primer coat. When I get to the painting stage, I will hopefully have my canopy vacuformed and installed, and that will be the mast for the cockpit. In that case, I've got a little tiny gap there. I'll just fill that in with some liquid mask. You'll notice that I had some pretty significant gaps in the bulkhead there, so I've just used a piece of 5,000 sheet, cover that over, ferret it in with Mr. Surfacer, and once I get to that point, I will use the Ushi wood grain decal again, because that was a wooden bulkhead, and that should take care of that very nicely. And so we will commence with the priming. I have, in the meantime, also tackled the engine and cowling, which I will now show you, and I can paint that at the same time. You may recall from the previous stupendous episode that I had a bit of difficulty getting the cowling to close around the engine properly. There was quite a gap there. I knew I'd have to file some off the cylinder heads to get it to fit, but holy crap, I had to take a lot off there. It took me quite a while. But I got there in the end. I got the cowling to fit, so that's all good. You may notice I went fairly heavily with the weathering on the engine. These aircraft were raced fairly hard, and although the exteriors were kept reasonably pristine, the engines did show some signs of wear and tear. So I thought I'd give it a bit of a wash with some burnt umber oil paint and pick out the bolt heads with a bit of silver. Now for the cowling, we'll just put this aside here. So I painted the inside with Alclad polished aluminum, or aluminium if you like, and did a thin wash of an oily brown using some Tamiya clear yellow and Humbrol acrylic service brown. Concentrated that on the bottom, so, just to simulate leaking oil that would pool in the bottom of the cowling. What the hell, eh? It's a little less boring than plain old silver. So this is now ready to go together, and just to prove to you that I actually did get it to fit. There we go. That in there. Voila. No gap. The completed cowling, filled and sanded and ready to go. Inevitably, of course, I had a tiny little notch right here where the two halves of the cowling fit together, and to fill that, I used some liquid plastic. I filed down a bit of scrap sprue, dropped in some Tamiya liquid cement, made a gooey plastic mess, and blobbed that in. Once it was set and sanded, it filled that little notch quite nicely. For the front, I cut a disc of cardboard, in this case from an old pizza box. Pizza. And then I just cut a slit in there and punched out for the prop shaft and fit that into place. Now for the back end, I again used my pizza box, and I made a little tube, and that will, hopefully, all going well. Ah, yes. It fits in the back quite nicely, thusly. And that gives me something to hold as well as mask the back end. And I actually used pi, I think, for the first time ever in my life to figure out how long to make that piece of cardboard. So there we go. After more than 40 years, I've finally found a practical use for mathematics. Who would have thought? Alrighty then, got the aircraft all prepared and ready. Don't mind the brass tubing, that's just doctor's orders. The cockpit is masked, and the mounts for the landing gear are masked. Got my custom-made spray booth waiting in the background there, otherwise known as a cardboard box. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, my go-to primer when I do need one is Duplicolor Primer Sealer. It dries pretty quickly, it dries quite thin, it's gray, it works, I like it. So that's what I'm going to use. Now, this does create a lot of dust. And as a former health and safety manager, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that you need some sort of protection from said dust and fumes. Now, you could just use a dust mask. They're not very good. I don't like them, wouldn't recommend them because they leave gaps. So I use the full-on respirator with filters for organic substances. This is the kind of thing that you really do need. So that's what I use. So, I guess there's nothing left to do but to go ahead and prime. And there we have it. There's the result of 2 light coats of primer. And here's the cowling. Now, obviously, I've still got some areas that will need a bit of attention, a bit of touch-up and fixing, but all in all, considering how bad this was, I have to say I'm rather pleasantly surprised at how well it's come out. Perhaps there is hope for this after all. So, that is going to do it for this episode. I apologize there isn't more of an update to show you. I really wanted to get this video out mainly to tell you that yes, I am still alive, and yes, I do fully intend to keep this channel going. I have unfortunately started a new full-time job. That is one of the unpleasant life-changing events that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So it is taking up quite a bit of time during the week. And thus I cannot guarantee that I'm going to get back to weekly updates. I'll do my very best, but hopefully it will at least be every other week. So let's try and get that done, shall we? Now, in the next titillating episode, I'm going to be undercoating this in white because the predominant color of this aircraft, the one that I'm doing, is red. If you will recall, it is number 44 there in the background. So mostly red, and that's really not going to work over gray. So I'll be undercoating it in white, and then hopefully I will actually be able to start with the painting. I'll get the landing gear on. Get my canopy vac form, get that on, and yes, it is very exciting now, isn't it? Stay tuned. So, as always, thank you so much for watching and for bearing with me during my lengthy absence. I promise it won't happen again, at least unless, there's another life-changing event, hopefully not. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and comment and share and like and frolic in the rain, and I don't know, adopt a dog. Thanks very much, and bye-bye.